And welcome to an episode of Games Tasker, and we have got a fire-fueled, angry, fucking crazy episode for you guys today. We are going to be doing the PlayStation 1 versus the N64. We was originally going to do the Xbox, but it was out 7 years later, making the Xbox the winner. So, so I win, because the Xbox is way better than the PlayStation 1. However, we are going to be doing the PlayStation 1 and the N64. So I'm joined with Robbo.
How are we doing, guys? Glad to be back.
And with Brendo.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks for joining us. PlayStation 1 wins by a country mile. Take care. Jamie, bye.
I don't agree. 100% do not agree.
Xbox or against the N64?
Against the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, it doesn't
No
against
chance.
The Xbox, no. So
it does beat an Xbox.
Liam, we'll talk about Xbox in a future episode, mate, but it ain't never going to win an episode. It's going up against PlayStation. It's going up against the best console of all time, but we'll talk about that in another episode, eh?
We will. So we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 1 and N64. So, Bren, first question.
Yes.
N64 or PlayStation?
Yeah, it's got to be PlayStation for me, mate. Don't get me wrong. Played both consoles, owned both consoles at different times, played the best of PS1 games, played the best of N64 games. I think the only advantage that I would give the 64, obviously we'll talk about it more in depth the longer the episode goes on, but the loading times, obviously, because the N64 was still cartridge based, you know, it was a lot quicker loading up than PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 was the first console to bring out games on disc, I believe.
No.
I think it might have been a
Mega CD, Jaguar.
Mega
Oh,
CD,
yeah, but let's be honest, nobody owned them. They were shit.
I did.
Yeah, but not many. Come on. But yeah, the advantage. I think I would give the 64 at the beginning of this episode. We're going to get more in depth, but the advantage I'd give was the loading times were a lot quicker on the 64. To be honest, but there's an argument, and I'm sure we're going to get it during this episode. There's an argument for both. I enjoyed both, to be fair, but the PlayStation 1 for me, unbelievable console.
Okay. No worries, Robbo. What was yours? N64
Oh,
PlayStation?
You threw a proper curveball, because obviously before we started this, we were talking about doing a completely different episode.
Yeah.
But the child in me is 64 and always be 64, but the maturer, getting a bit older, PlayStation. So I'm hoping to see, when going through the lists, which way I'm going to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing about N64, it's got the best franchises of games. Nintendo does. And it always will have. That's why it survives against such bigger, powerful consoles.
I don't know what you're on about. They've got one franchise, mate. They've got Mario. Do you know what I mean? If there's somebody
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but somebody will come on here.
Zelda. Should I carry on?
No, but somebody will come on here and say that Sonic would be a massive Sonic fan over Mario, and say that the Sega's better.
But who does Sonic belong to now?
Probably PlayStation, because they've won the console wars.
Nintendo,
so probably Sony.
Mate. Nintendo owns Sonic.
Do they? Did they own it? I don't know. I think they owned him. I thought they were still owned
Sonic
by Sega.
versus Mario Summer Games.
I think the collab. Yeah, I think the collab.
I get on board with your arguments, Robbo, but I do agree that the 64 was childish compared to the PS1.
Yeah, but I was much more of a child for the N64, and the games have stood the test of time. But we'll get into it, we'll argue it, and we'll see where we are. I love both consoles, and if PlayStation wins, I'll clap, because I'm a PlayStation guy all day.
When was you born, Sam? When was you born?
88.
What year?
88. So I was 10.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old for the Nintendo 64. And I got the PlayStation a bit later. I was about 12 when I got my first PlayStation.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it now. When the 64 was released, I was 16 years of age.
There you go.
That's crazy shit already.
So I'm the same as Robbo. I love both consoles. I am a bit more drawn to the PlayStation though than the N64, but I am going to give the N64 the opportunity
Yeah,
me too.
She had some bangers on there. I mean,
Yeah.
I could just say one game, and that's wins, which is GoldenEye.
Oh, what a game. I forgot all about that one.
What a game.
Oh, Jesus. The greatest multiplayer game of all time.
One of the greatest of all time.
Great game.
Yeah.
It's not in my list. I forgot about it. It's not even in my list. Oh, no.
So to start off with, what do you guys think? The PlayStation 1 or the N64 sold more copies? Which console sold the most copies?
PlayStation.
The PlayStation 2 was the greatest selling console of all time.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm going to go N64 because it was still in its prime.
Okay, so the N64 sold 32 million units. Jesus Christ.
Right.
And the PlayStation sold 102 million.
Have it.
102. That's madness. Worldwide, 102. That's
Episode over.
So, yeah, that's crazy, but makes sense in a way because I know people. Everyone had a PlayStation. So, Bren, no, we'll stop with you, Robbo. Top 5 PlayStation game.
Easy list this. Are you ready? At 5, classic horror game, Silent Hill.
Oh,
brilliant.
Cracking.
Awesome game.
Absolutely brilliant. I still to this day can't play it because it scares the shit out of me.
Pyramid Head, what an evil person that is. Woohoo!
That was Silent that was on the PlayStation 2. Pyramid Head.
PlayStation 2, yeah, but it's Silent Hill, mate. I mean, that first scene when you go in and it's just all fog. You arrive and it's just fog.
Yeah. Well,
amazing.
Again, that's on the PS2.
Maybe I need to play Silent Hill again.
It's not.
I think it's not. I'm sure that's how it opens up. You're in the spot where it starts.
Yeah, and you have to walk about 20 minutes.
Yes.
PlayStation 1, Liam.
That's PlayStation 2. I can tell you why. I can tell you why because I watched a documentary on it the other night. So the reason why, just to let you know, it's a Silent Hill. The way you run on it, it's Silent Hill on the PlayStation 2. This is so it's Silent Hill 2 that you're talking about. The Silent Hill 2. The reason why you run for 20 minutes down that path, and you think, "What the fuck is going on here?" is because the people who made the game didn't want you to go back and wanted you to stay in Silent Hill. That was the whole purpose of that, which is quite clever, isn't it?
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah, but it's Silent Hill 2.
I've definitely played Silent Hill 1. It's a good game.
Silent Hill 1 was the one with the babies crawling into school and they were falling over.
Is it? Did you go down an elevator at one point?
Yeah.
To where she was there?
Yeah.
And there were all the babies in it with a woman. Yeah, amazing game. So Silent Hill, even though I love 2 as well, but we'll get onto that on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Probably the best horror game next on the console, Resident Evil 2.
Cool. Good game. 1 was better, but yeah.
I think Resident Evil 2 is my favourite of all time.
You think?
By far. Yeah. I love the Resident Evil franchise. During lockdown, I played at everyone and finished everyone. And Resident Evil, I'll play all day long. I love it. Completely different game at number 3. Tony Hawk's Pro Skate 2. Everyone loved Pro Skate.
Cracking game. Absolutely amazing. Life changer. Absolute life changer game.
Proper. This game at number 2 changed my gaming experience completely. Metal Gear Solid.
Great game.
Snake, absolutely amazing. I think it was the first game that was multiple disc.
Yeah.
And then probably the one that was biggest multiple disc. My favourite game ever made, Final Fantasy VII.
Great game.
Bosh.
Perfect PlayStation list, in my opinion. I mean, mine's pretty much the same. I mean, I've got number 5. I've got Tekken 3.
That's an amazing beat 'em up. That
one of the greatest, if not the greatest, fighting game of all time.
I'm with you.
Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty was fucking outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And when you first played that, and you can hear the Germans shouting in the background, what a thing! And just to let people know, whoever picks Eddie on Tekken 3, you're a knobhead. Like, do you know what I mean? You just used to sit there and press it. I don't know how to play it. Okay, pick Eddie and press X and 0. Just X and circle. Just press X and circle, mate, and he will just flip around with his legs. Guy's a dickhead. Metal Gear Solid, just because Metal Gear Solid was probably it's the best out of the series, and I mean it took me about a week. Like it was one of those games where we didn't have the internet and we couldn't figure out stuff. Like he sat like when Praying Mantis turns around and goes, "Oh, you like a lot of football, do you?" And you're like, "How the fuck does he know that?" And he's like, "I see you're a wrestling fan too." And you're like, "What?" and he's reading your memory card.
Yeah. It's that way. You got to take your controller out and move it into the other port.
He can read your mind.
It's so clever, mate.
He can read your mind. And like I told you, I had a pirate copy of it. I'd say this on every episode because I've got to keep telling everybody. I had a pirate copy of Metal Gear. And for ages, we couldn't figure out. Me and my mates were like, because we all had pirate copies, and we're like, what is it? And they're going, to get on a Merrill, you need to go the disc box at the back of the box. Use the digits at the back of the box. We're like, what box? So we're sitting there walking around the game looking at the box, and it's the case.
Yeah, it's on the case.
We had to figure that out in Asda. It's fucking there. 160.52. Call her.
Quick, bring her.
I fucking remembered it. Like it's 16.
What an amazing game.
160.52.
Even to controlling the rockets when you're on that level, you got to move the rockets around.
It was fantastic.
Amazing.
It was. I mean, it was probably the first, in my opinion, cinematic game where I was just engrossed, and everyone was playing it, and we all had tips and tricks, and we were all trying the best. And like when they released Snake Eater as well, which is another thing for PS2, but it was just Metal Gear Solid was just fantastic. I've got Tony Hawk, same as you. Again, one of the greatest life-changing games in history.
Amazing.
Got me into my skate punk, got me into my skating, got me into everything. I used to play it all day, every day. Everyone played it. Everyone changed the way I dressed. It changed my life. The game changed my life. And my favourite game on the PlayStation 1 is Final Fantasy 8.
Is it? Right, end of episode.
I loved 7. Like, I adored 7. I completed it. I did all the Emerald. I did all the weapons. I did Emerald, Ruby, whatever. I killed Sephiroth. Did everything. And then I played 8. And I cried playing 8. I mean, I was sad when Aerith died, but when I played 8, like carrying you over the bridge, and Final Fantasy 8 was just the best ever. I loved it. So yeah, Final Fantasy 8, the rate is great. Brent, top 5.
Yeah, a bit different to you two guys, really.
Football Manager, 98,
Yeah.
99, 2000.
94, Football Manager 95.
So obviously coming in at 5 because I kind of picked up. Do you remember Toka Touring Cars? I used to play that a lot, and then I used to play F1. But then they released Gran Turismo, which just changed the racing platforms of games. You know, to have that like 150 cars to choose from, which were all, you know, like your Toyota. They weren't fake cars; they were all modelled on Toyotas, Skyline, stuff like that. Just brilliant. Having to pass driving tests to go up categories in the cars and stuff, which was mint. Just thought it was great at the time. So number 5 was Gran Turismo. Number 4 was Resident Evil 2. It's the one I spent the most time on. I've played all the Resident Evils, all the ones on PS1 and GameCube and stuff. But, yeah, Resident Evil 2.
Awesome.
Number 3, LMA Manager. Again, it was the first the first football management sim I played since coming off the. I used to go around to my mate's house to play his Amiga 500 Champ Manager. So when LMA Manager was released on PlayStation 1, mate, I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Number 2, Soul Blade.
Awesome game.
What an
awesome game.
I was going to say Tekken 3, but I said Soul Blade because I got it with the PlayStation on release day, and me and my brother just smashed each other to death on it. So that holds nostalgic memories for me. And number 1 was the other game that I got on release day, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely spent hours on it. Crash Bandicoot.
Wow, that is a completely different list. I mean,
and the reason I went for that list is
take it away from Crash. It's an amazing game.
They are my favorite games, but I knew coming into this episode that you two would be saying Silent Hill, Final Fantasies. So I just thought something a bit different. But yeah, they're the 5 for me. They're probably the games that I spent the most time on. Yeah, and yeah, Crash Bandicoot, brilliant. I could play it today. I could turn it on now and play it.
My sisters really liked Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I loved it, mate.
The game for the non-gamers.
Crash Bandicoot's a fantastic game.
Crash
mate.
Bandicoot was that game where, you know, your family came over
Or Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, your family came over and you went, look at my new PlayStation. Ooh. And then there's me sat down still with a beard at 16, just fucking playing away on fucking Final Fantasy VIII, nerding out. Love it. Absolutely love it. So we've got to, what is your worst game on the PlayStation, Brad? Worst.
Easy. Simpsons Wrestling. Absolute shite. Looks shit. Plays shit. Just horrendous. Horrendous game. And I never owned it, but I'll always remember my mate when I lived in Ireland. Oh, you need to come round. I've got Simpsons Wrestling. It's amazing. Fucking amazing. Oh, my God. Felt sorry for him.
That's all you could do.
I felt sorry for it. I felt sorry for him, mate. Honestly, I said, when you get this is when you only used to get a game like once for your birthday, once for Christmas. So you got to play that shit for 9 months. My God, feel sorry for you. Absolutely, but there was some stinkers on PS1 though. Let's be honest. If we're going to get deep into it, there was some shit on that console as well.
There were some awful games on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but Simpsons Wrestling. As soon as you said it, worst game. Bosh, Simpsons Wrestling. Shit.
Robbo, what's yours?
I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you the one I've mentioned before. Yeah. And I'm going to reiterate how bad it was, in my opinion, with Tomb Raider. I fucking hate the game. 100%.
It's a great game, though.
Hate it. Hate everything about it. It's fucking awful.
What's the other one?
Right, and this one, it came to me when I was thinking about it today, and I bought this thinking it was going to be amazing. It was a series on MTV. And it just didn't look like it should have looked at all. It didn't play like you thought it was going to play, and it was Celebrity Deathmatch, MTV Celebrity Deathmatch.
They
were a game, and they weren't even clay models, and it annoyed me. They weren't even like clay models.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible, mate.
I'm googling that right now. I can't remember that at all.
No
really?
Shit.
Yeah, terrible game, mate. I got it with my PlayStation. I got it off I got it off the market. My mum bought it off the market. Yeah. Got it chipped there, and there were like games, and I picked the MTV Celebrity Deathmatch to go with it.
Oh, they were just crap little sprites. That's crap.
Yeah,
I'm not even
terrible.
looking any more into it. I mean, for me, it was Destruction Derby. I fucking hated that game.
It was terrible.
It was the worst game.
You'd run full belt into somebody and you get back end damage. It's like, how does that work? I've just hit him in front.
None of it made sense. I always moan about it. To me, Destruction Derby, I know you guys have probably heard me say it quite a lot of times on the podcast, but it's because I hate the game. It's not just my hated on the PlayStation, it's my most hated game of all time.
There's way worse games on there, though.
No, Destruction Derby was just crap.
I'll tell you what, were an honourable game that were terrible as well, and I thought it had been good. Did any of you guys play the Mortal Kombat Special Forces? When it was more like a Streets of Rage game? It was terrible.
Yeah, it was shit. It was really shit. I didn't like it at all. I remember.
I want to go back to Liam's Destruction Derby, mate, because I don't agree that it's the worst game on PlayStation. I think there's way more shitty games out there on the PS1.
Barbie.
No, it was bad, man. It was bad.
Why did you hate it so much, man?
So, like, you sat there, you damn it. So, like Robbo said, you know, you're sitting there, you're ramming someone. You'd ram him. You're like, that guy's on his side. I'm going to ram him straight into it. You ram in, and then your bumper comes off, and your front's fucked. You're like, what? You're like, why? Like,
it was just the game.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, but
it didn't make sense though.
It didn't make sense.
You'd ram someone and you'd do more damage to yourself. That was the problem with it.
It just didn't make sense. It was just worst game on the N64, Bren.
Fucking easy, mate. Superman, absolute shit. That is, like, it's not just the worst game on the N64, mate. It's probably the worst game of all time on any console ever. It was the biggest pile of. I don't want to swear too much on this podcast because I always get told off, but it was shit. Honest to God,
that game was terrible.
Have you guys played it?
I played it. I had it,
mate.
I think I've still got it in loft somewhere.
60 quid that was.
What was it?
60 quid. It was honest, mate. Used to fly around with Superman, mate, and you just used to like bang into walls, and it'll just take you back out. It's just absolute. Didn't even look like Superman.
Superman had just gone straight through the wall. That was the problem.
It looked more like Super Ted than Superman.
Super.
I'm saying.
What a game.
Honestly, anybody who's never played it or listening today, if you sat next to it, if you're on your phone, if you sat next to your computer, Google Superman 64 and just watch a fucking video on it. Sorry for the F-bomb. Absolutely crap. It just, honestly, it was terrible, looked terrible, played terrible, cost a fortune. I don't know how they got away with it, but there is some Yeah, I'm getting mad just thinking about it because I can remember buying the black cardboard. Remember the cardboard boxes at the N64, and I can remember the white tags used to have with the stickers on with the price.
Yeah.
$59.95.
Jesus.
You say 5 pence? What's up with you?
Yeah.
He's so
Say
mad.
5 pence.
Did you swap it with anyone?
Pokey.
No, because nobody would fucking swap at me. It was that bad. The shop wouldn't even take it back. When they gave me the receipt, they were laughing. You know what I mean? That's the easiest 60 quid we've ever made.
Can you heck go away?
I'm sure they've built houses with foundations of N64 Superman cartridges. Because there was that many probably chucked away, mate. You know, I'd say most landfills in the world are filled with Superman 64. Fucking terrible, man.
It'll become rare then. Mine might be rare soon because they're all destroyed.
You'll probably get a load of money. It's terrible, mate.
Mine was Carmageddon.
Carmageddon 64, terrible.
Like, it was all right on the PlayStation, and all my mates had it on the PlayStation, and you splat them, and the blood goes everywhere, and you're like, yeah, I'm killing everything. So I was like, oh man, N64, why not? I'll get it, Carmageddon. In porridge. There's no blood. I was fucking fuming. And my mates were telling me, like, they said Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo, or whatever, Super Nintendo, and there's a cheat to put blood on it. There's not. It's just Nintendo didn't allow gore because it was a family system. So I was running.
It was one of them rumours that went round, that wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was a massive rumour. I heard that.
Yeah, but it wasn't. You couldn't do it. It was a family system, and they didn't like it. So yeah, rubbish. So yeah, Carmageddon, crap game, crap graphics, crap. It was all right on the PlayStation 1. It did all right. I liked it, but on the N64, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. It's kind of a shit twisted metal, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Exactly what it was.
It's a twisted. It was Wish Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Timu Twisted Metal.
Timu Wish Twisted Metal.
That's what it was. Robbo, what was yours?
I'm going to one up you both here because I think this is the worst game ever, and I'll explain why when I get into it. On the Sega Mega Drive, they released this game, and it was probably one of the best. Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, great game.
And then they did Earthworm Jim 3D on N64.
They did.
And it was absolutely garbage. I mean, I think it was worse than Superman. I think it was that bad. I'm telling you.
That game.
I liked it. But I'm an Earthworm Jim fan. Like a big
No, but it wasn't the hype that it should have been.
No.
When it went 3D. It's like can you remember when they went Sonic 3D and it was just poo?
Sonic 3D on the Mega CD depends which one you look at. I mean, the Sonic
Mega
Adventures
CD.
on the on the
We
Dreamcast.
were mentioning earlier on the Mega CD, it would just.
On the Mega CD, it was rubbish. But on the Dreamcast, you used to get. I'm going off topic, but on the Dreamcast, you used to get that thing that plugged in your joypad that was like a Tamagotchi.
That's
wasn't
it. The memory card that you could play on.
Yeah, exactly. And you used to take it to school. So what you did on Sonic was you used to collect the little bugs or whatever they were. I can't remember. Like they look like little cute birds. You used to
the
put
birds
them in,
that followed you.
Yeah, and then you used to put them in your Tamagotchi, take it to school, feed it, play with it and stuff, put it back, put it in your joypad, and it'll pop up on Sonic Adventures of all the shit you leveled up on. Whoa, game changer.
Well, that was on the Dreamcast. On the Nintendo 64, it went.
It was pants, yeah.
Yeah, but like, going back to Earthworm Jim, it's almost because it was like Robbo said there, and Liam will back me up. Earthworm Jim was probably one of the better titles on the Mega Drive. But did they turn it into a cartoon after? Is that where they put all their money into?
There was
it was the cartoon first.
Was it?
Oh no, it was a game first on the Mega Drive. It was. I'm an Earthworm Jim nut. It was on the Mega Drive first, and then they kind of released the cartoon before when 2 was out, and it was like just before. Yeah, so it was like the first game came out, and then it was a cartoon. It might be. Don't quote me on this, but it might have been a comic book before it was the game.
That makes sense. I'm sure it existed before they made it into a game.
I think there was something before, and I think it might have been a comic.
Well, that's the point of the argument. It was so good on Mega Drive. I think it hyped it up that much more. For the 64, it was just nothing.
It was bad
compared.
Well, it wasn't bad. I liked it because it was Earthworm Jim. It was like playing Duke Nukem. That was shit, but I played it and liked it because it was Duke Nukem.
Earthworm Jim
kill.
So Earthworm Jim 64 was that Earthworm Jim and Mega Drive, or was it a totally different game then?
It was
they just made it 3D world.
It was like
So it was the same. It was the same game, but 3D. Yeah.
no, it was just
I never played.
Game.
I never played on 64.
It's a complete new
It was
game.
just
It had the
different
same
gym.
sort of concept, but it was
Right.
poo.
It was just
It,
different gym.
it was
3D.
glitchy. It was crap graphics. It didn't even look like Earthworm Jim.
No, it had all the funny stuff like you catapult the cow and things like the stuff from the Mega Drive, and it had all these funny quips in it, like groovy and all that shit. But but it was just Earthworm Jim in 3D.
I never played it on 64, so I might even have a look at some YouTube video in a bit after we've done. Just have a look.
For it.
Cool. Top N64 games. I'll start. So, Donkey Kong 64. Now, yeah, it was good, but a lot of people didn't like it. However, I had 6 weeks off, I think, off work, and I used to smoke weed then, and I smoked a lot of weed and completed N64 in 6 weeks. Like, demolished it. Got all the coins, got all the jigsaws, got everything. Great game. It was one of the best times I ever had. No one bothered me. I got stoned all day, every day, and played Donkey Kong. That's all I did.
We don't condone drugs, but what you do in your own times are down to you.
Mario Party.
Awesome game.
Mate,
awesome multiplayer game.
Yeah, we do. The N64 was around when we had a lot of drinking games, and that was one of the best drinking games. Mario Party. Smash Brothers. Just wow.
The best multiplayer game ever.
Yeah, one of the, if not one of the greatest fighting games of all time as well. Fighting games. Fantastic. GameCube was quite good as well. It was.
That's
good.
best one. That the GameCube one, the best one ever made.
They were just brilliant, weren't they? They were just really all the Smash Brothers. I've never played a bad Smash Brothers.
Melee.
Oh no, Melee was.
That's another episode, guys.
Yeah, Melee was fantastic.
Sorry, I'm getting a little chubby on here. I think talking about Super Smash Bros.
Mate, I can fucking do it all day. That's something you should be streaming, man. Fucking Mario.
I know, but you give me such a massive list of games. I've got to
scrap everything now. You're doing Smash Brothers. Just scrap everything. You know you can play it online.
I know.
Stream Smash Brothers online. Right. Anyway, next episode. So, Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yes, bosh!
What a game! Just what a game. It's not my number one, but what a game! Like it was just, yeah. Even now, it plays
Good
well.
old Nabby.
And GoldenEye,
Love it.
number one, all day long. Except when your mate picked Odd Job. That was just stupid, man. I hated people who picked Odd Job because he did. It's just the auto aim would aim to where the head is, right? But Odd Job's head was a little bit smaller, so you couldn't. The auto aim wouldn't work. So people picked Odd Job because he was harder to kill. Dickheads.
You should have picked Random Task.
Hello, Robbo.
Yeah, baby.
Top N64 games.
We'll start strong.
Oh, here we go.
Perfect Dark.
Wow, good call. Good call.
Number 5.
Yeah, only Perfect Dark. That was good. The rest was shit.
Agreed.
The one and only I'd play.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Agreed.
Number 4, because it's just a classic. Super Mario 64. What a game.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
That's a good game.
At number 3, because I'm a big nerd and I absolutely love it, it's Pokemon Coliseum, because you could play it with a Game Boy.
Yeah. You could,
Pull it across.
yeah, that was fantastic, wasn't it? And then you could play your mates as well.
Yeah, it just opened a whole new world of Pokemon, that did. Yeah. Number 2, easy.
Hold on, before the Pokemon thing, didn't you get someone to stick in the back of the joypod as well so you could take it around your mate's house?
Yes.
And you could
mate.
play each other as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was
the
good.
The jump pack in the back.
Yeah.
It just opened up a new world.
Mate,
and
that's so good. I forgot how
put
good
it
that
back.
was. Yeah, you on your Game Boy, you're playing. I remember I completed it up, smashed it on Game Boy, and then I just stopped playing it. And then someone told me on the N64 you could do it, and then I was like, I plugged my Game Boy into it. Well, did what you had to do. I can't remember how you did it. And then I was like, my fucking Pokemon's on the telly.
But then
in 3D.
3D, yeah. Whoa!
Like, what the mental? Yeah, sorry.
Awesome. Number 2, you mentioned it. It's going to be there all day long. Super Smash Bros. That just reminds me of my childhood, having all your mates around, 4 controllers, absolute
I
carnage.
might play it tonight. I'm not like.
Oh, you've got me tingling for it now. Yeah, and number 1, you've mentioned it again, Ocarina of Time.
Great.
I think it's one of the most perfect storylines for any game ever made.
It was addictive. It was good. It lasted the perfect time. The puzzles were just right. There was nothing wrong with that game at all. There's nothing.
Anybody could play that game and beat it if they give it enough time. It wasn't one of them games that were just impossible and you had to have a bit of something about you. anybody could play that game from start to finish.
Fantastic game.
I think it's the best Zelda game out there.
It's
Oh yeah, of course it is. I agree. I think it is. I think it is the best Zelda game. Maybe the Wind Waker, but I'm a knob like that.
No,
Wind Waker's a good game. Wind Waker is a good game.
Wind Waker's brilliant.
No. Another episode. Fuck off.
Go on, Brad. Top 5. Top 5 N64.
Again,
Wait.
totally different to you guys because I'm not a massive fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Football Manager.
Yes.
Hang on a minute. Good time to mention that.
FIFA 95, FIFA 96, FIFA 97. I'm not joking.
Digger Simulator.
Coming in at number 5 was 1080 degree snowboarding.
Ooh,
It was
that
my
was
brother.
really good. I
What
forgot about
about
that.
the original SSX?
Well, no,
Before it became
SSX Tricky. No, SSX Tricky was on PlayStation, wasn't it?
No, but I think that was what it was before it became SSX. That's what I'm asking.
I'm not sure, mate. I just know my brother got it. My brother got 1080 degree snowboarding and I just picked it up, and I was pretty good at it, so I really enjoyed it. So that's why that's in there. Mario 64, again, dead easy. Obviously, when you've owned a Nintendo, when you've owned a Super Nintendo, when you get a 64, you're going to buy Mario, aren't you?
Oh.
So played a lot of time on that. Again, it was my brother who got this game, and I kind of picked up on it and was good at it again. It was WWF No Mercy. I think that was one of the best early wrestling games, to be honest.
I give
It
it.
was good.
Second was Conker's Bad Fur Day. Brilliant game.
I forgot about that. I love that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mate,
Fun.
I remember, mate, when that came out and everyone at school was like, oh my God, I've got this game. And it's like,
Swearing, a bit of swearing in there and stuff.
there's a piss. It pisses on
Yeah,
yourself. You're like, no
yeah.
way. Yeah, that was unheard of.
Very good
Especially
call,
on a
man.
Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
That was just uncool. Like,
It was just fun. Just fun to play. That's why it's number 2.
Yeah.
And then number 1 was GoldenEye.
I think
again,
it's everyone's, isn't it? It's
I just spent hours on it, and it didn't get boring. You know, sometimes you can buy a game, and any game that you could, and you know, after a bit you're like, oh, fucking bored of this now. But GoldenEye could just play. If you had a Nintendo 64, and a bit like all us three, you get a Nintendo 64 for Christmas, and you get one game. The next time you get a game is the Christmas after. You could play GoldenEye for a year.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
Yeah. Not even about an eyelid.
Yeah,
Rainy days
100%.
were just GoldenEye, weren't they?
I remember
Yeah, man.
we played it for 2 days straight. Like, we didn't go to sleep. We just
Yeah,
played
easy.
it. Yeah,
Great game.
I mean, it got silly towards the end, so we did like slappers only and multiplayer. Do you know what I mean? But it was still good. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to ask you two a question here because you guys are more Nintendo than I am. But I hear that there's a 4K Nintendo 64 coming out, and GoldenEye's been totally remastered.
GoldenEye's already been remastered. You can get it.
Yeah,
on
but
They've done it, yeah.
And what's it on Switch? What's it on?
PlayStation. I think.
What?
I think so. Yeah.
It's on Switch, isn't it? Hang on.
I think it's on PlayStation.
And how has any of you guys played it? How does it look?
Yeah, it's the same. It's good. It's good. I mean, it's all right. Well, it's.
Did you get the same feels? Did you get the same feels from it?
It's available on Nintendo Switch and Xbox.
There you go, Xbox. Yeah, I knew it was on one of them. I had it on
2010. It's been out ages.
Yeah, remastered. Yeah. So
14 years ago.
It's the same. I tell you what,
15 years ago.
It's actually a really good question, Brad, because it's going to go into the next question as well. So the PlayStation pad versus the N64 pad. Now, playing N64 in a remastered with a decent pad, it's good. It's not as good though. The N64. The N64 pad helped what was really made to me the game. So, but the PlayStation pad just dominated the shit out of it. It dominated. Do you not?
I don't agree, because if you played N64 enough, it became so comfortable to own. It was just second nature. The D-pad became pointless. It didn't need it. They could have took that side of the pad off.
Yeah,
because the triggers were under your central stick, and it worked. And when you got used to it, it was just second nature.
It was that C yellow buttons I didn't like. You know,
They could have done a better job with that.
Yeah, because you're strafing with them, and then you're moving around with the left stick. when I kind of would have liked to have looked around with the right stick like we do now. But the PlayStation is the pioneer because obviously look at all our pads now. Everything's based around the PlayStation pad.
What you got to remember on the original pad of the PlayStation, it didn't have the sticks.
It did after a bit, not the original. I think
The
it was
original first one
never
just had the
them,
D-pad.
No, yeah, it was just the D-pad, but it still had the things that you hold at the bottom and the two shoulders at the top. It was just fantastic. My favorite.
When the analog sticks came in, it was better. Before the analog sticks came in, the N64 pad was better because it was the first to have that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go PlayStation 1 pad because the PlayStation 2 controller is my favorite of all time. But PS1 pad, like Liam said, it pioneered. The N64 joypad fucking annoyed me, to be honest with you. It was good. It was good playing GoldenEye. I think it was a perfect pad for GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I think that controller, because I don't know if you guys remember, you could get a GoldenEye edition where the cartridge and your joypad was gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I know the controller wasn't specific personally made for GoldenEye, but I just felt that the N64, the controller, was made specifically for GoldenEye. But PS1 pisses all over it as a controller.
All day. Robert, you're saying N64, yeah?
I was just that used to it, second nature. I used to play a game called Big Bass Fishing. I don't know if any of you remember it.
Yeah.
It did actually feel like it used to be. It used to feel like you were actually holding a fishing rod because of that centre bit. And
yeah, I agree.
But to be fair to the N64, they were the first one to introduce that rumble pack that you used to have to buy, didn't you? The expansion to it.
And did it come with Donkey Kong rumble pack?
Or did it? Was it Diddy Kong Racing? No,
I can't remember.
I think it was Donkey Kong the first game.
Might have been, mate. Might have been. But I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like. Yeah, I didn't like it.
I get it. Sony pad for overtime. As soon as they got the dual analogs, it paved the way for every other console then, and it did.
Yeah.
So it's got to have the points.
Yeah, I agree. So we are doing a point system on this. So I'm going to tell you guys the top 10. What do you think? It was the top, just one game. What do you think was the top grossing sales game for the PlayStation? What was it? What do you think it was?
Ooh.
I don't know this. I've not looked at it yet.
Even though I'm not a fan of the series, I'm going to say the top selling grossing game for the PlayStation 1. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the top? Top grossing.
Gran Turismo.
Okay. Robbo.
Crash Bandicoot.
Ooh, good call.
I was going to say one of the Final Fantasies. No,
Dragon.
No, so 7 wasn't. 7 was popular, but it wasn't as popular. 8 was sold more, but it wasn't voted.
The thing about Final Fantasy, people didn't know it existed till 7, so it hadn't got it. People didn't really know it. You either knew it or you didn't.
Yeah. There's Final Fantasy games on Super Nintendo.
7.
No.
Yeah, and the Game Boy started off on the Game Boy. So, but 7 was the first one on PlayStation. So the top games. Grossing game for the PlayStation was, we'll do top 5. So Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is number 5 with 8 million copies.
It's not a bad game.
I've not played it.
It's a good game.
Never played it.
Not a bad game.
Tekken 3 for 8,300,000. Tekken 3. Number 3, Gran Turismo 2.
Oh, it's there.
9,370,000. Final Fantasy 7, number 2 with 9 million.
No way.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7, number 2. That's amazing. And number 1 was Gran Turismo for 10 million copies.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I didn't expect
It's because
I expect that.
No racing game has been seen like it, Gran Turismo.
I did not expect that. I didn't even think Final Fantasy 7 had been in the top 5.
I agree. I didn't think that at all. Crash Bandicoot's not even in the top 20. Bizarre. Top grossing N64s. Smash Brothers number 5. But only 5.5 million copies sold. Weird. Zelda 7.6 million, number 4.
Which Zelda?
Well, it does make sense because it didn't sell out as many consoles.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. GoldenEye 8 million.
It's going to be Super Mario 64 all day long.
Mario Kart.
Number 2 is Mario Kart 64 with 9.8 million. And number 1 was Super Mario 64 with 11.91.
They did the bundle with it included, didn't they? So the sales have gone bosh straight away.
Like the same with Tetris. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's interesting. So at least we know that. So what we're going to do is we've got 2 more things to do. So we're going to go with the top Metacritic 20, top 20 Metacritics. And then we're going to do the top 20 Metacritics for N64. We're going to put both games together, and then you guys are going to decide which game is better from starting from 20. As simple as that. So number 20 for the N64 is Diddy Kong. And for the PlayStation 1, number 20, Resident Evil.
Oh.
That's easy.
See you later, Diddy. See you later, Diddy Kong.
On your bike, Diddy. In a bit.
No contest.
No contest.
We're not talking about Puff Daddy Diddy.
Yeah.
P Diddy. We're talking about Diddy Kong, by the way.
So, number 19 is Excite Bike 64. Not a good game at all. And number 19 for the PlayStation is Resident Evil 3.
Oh. Well, landslide in this, isn't it?
Well done, PlayStation. I don't even have to ask you guys. Number 18, WF No Mercy on the N64 against Spyro the Dragon.
WWF all day long.
Yeah, I mean,
No, but Spyro was good.
Did you know I didn't like Spyro at all?
Oh,
Yeah,
all you did is jump round collecting gems.
But I'm going to give it to WWF No Mercy because that was in the top
someone with your
5.
chair in WWF. Bang!
No Mercy was one of the best wrestling games out there.
No Mercy.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Number 17 for the PlayStation was Tomb Raider against Resident Evil 2. Oh, no, Resident Evil 2. That's a tough one. Tomb Raider or Resident Evil 2, which is better?
Resident Evil 2.
I'm going to give it Tomb Raider because I played Resident Evil on the PlayStation. So I'm going to give it that to Tomb Raider, even though Resi 2 on this 64 is good.
It was really good. I'm going to go with the N64. Definitely. It was better. Definitely.
Any contest with Resident Evil, it's winning, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this one's going to be easy. Oh, God, this game was fucking outstanding. Colony Wars on the PlayStation. What a game. Totally forgot about that game. Against the Beetle Adventure.
That was shit.
Never play either.
What the hell? I've never heard.
Where they get these games from? Excite Bike. It shows you how the PlayStation mullered the N64.
Hang on, wait till we get to top 10. That's when the N64 is going to show you what it has.
Yeah. So basically, this is Metacritic. Metacritic is. They compile every single review in the world, put it all together, and then it tells you what the highest reviews of the games are. They compile it all together. So that's what Metacritic. This is like voted through like magazines and all sorts. So that's what Metacritic is. But Colony Wars is one of the top games that I ever played. And
Colony Wars.
Just. Oh, it was wicked. It was one of the best 3D games, like spaceship games. It was just, it was incredible. So I'm going to go Colony Wars. What are you guys going?
Same.
Yeah. Colony Wars.
PlayStation wins. Right, number 15, Banjo-Kazooie.
Awesome game.
Versus, Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. Forgot about that. But Banjo-Kazooie was good as well.
Banjo-Kazooie was an amazing
really
game.
Good, weren't they? They were both really. It's Banjo-Kazooie the first one as well.
I think Banjo-Tooie was better, but
it is I'm going to go with Medal of Honor. I'm sorry. I did play every single Medal of Honor. Yeah, and I was so disappointed. I
don't agree.
Yeah, I'm gutted that they ended.
I'm going to go Medal of Honor, mate.
Sorry, Robbo, what are you going?
Banjo-Kazooie. Were it Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie? Which one were it?
Banjo-Tooie.
Banjo, second one.
Tooie.
It's
Oh,
two.
no. I'll give it to Medal of Honor then.
Oh, it's Banjo-Tooie. My apologies. So, number 14, Blast Corps. That was quite good, actually, versus Parappa the Rapper.
Blast Corps. I couldn't stand Rapper.
Parappa the Rapper was good, but it was annoying at the same time.
Annoying as piss, yeah. Blast Corps was brilliant. Blast Corps was just standard, but it was
missiles everywhere.
Yeah, it was chaos. It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. Donkey Kong 64 for number 13 versus Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
13. It got 92.
Only 13?
Yeah, it got 92 out of 100.
Wow.
That's mental. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stay out of this one. I'm going to give it to Donkey Kong because I never got into the FF series. So.
It's always Final Fantasy. It's good.
Yeah, I'll give it to you
not
two
gonna lose
guys.
against anyone, Final Fantasy 7. So unfortunately, as good as Donkey Kong 64 was.
This is easy. On the N64 is Rayman 2 versus.
Forgot about Rayman. What a game!
But it's versus Tony Hawk's.
Don't care. Rayman wins.
Do you think?
Rayman 2 depends which Tony Hawk's it was.
One. The first one. Yeah, Tony Hawk's for me. Brent.
Yeah,
Tony Hawk's with soundtrack were amazing.
Oh man, what a game! I don't think you guys have played that. I think Brent's played it. Mario Golf was good. So number 11 is Mario
amazing
Golf.
game.
It's a really good game, but it is against Vagrant Story.
Vagrant Story.
Agents of the Crown.
Oh mate, what a fantastic game!
Oh, but Mario 64 was Golf was fucking good as well. Though
It was good.
It was brilliant. But how good was
maybe we need to think about this one a bit more.
Yeah,
because Mario Golf was fun.
It was the best golf game at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was the only golf game.
It might have been, Robbo. To be fair,
it's what started golf, and then all these professional golfers thought, "Oh, we could make money here."
I think you're right. I think you might be right. I don't think Tiger Woods was released until PS2, to be honest. So
Vagrant Story was good, but it did have some flaws to it. I'm going to go with Mario.
For pure fun, I'm going to go Mario Golf. Even though Vagrant Story was a great game,
it was fantastic.
Mario Golf
wins. Number 10, Wipeout XL. Remember Wipeout?
What a game, Wipeout!
What a game versus Mario Tennis.
Oh, even Mario Tennis was good.
No, that's a tough one. That's proper tough. Oh my god, Wipeout! Oh my god, I don't know.
No, I'm going to go Mario. I'm going to go Mario Tennis.
I'm going Mario Tennis.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mario Tennis. Easy.
Which was the Wipeout that you could put it into a CD player and it played the music? Was that the Wipeout 2077?
Yeah, that was Wipeout.
Yeah. Mario Tennis.
Wipeout.
Yeah, forgot to that. Number 9, Conker's Bad Fur Day versus
what a game.
Castlevania on the PlayStation.
Oh,
cooking! How good was Castlevania on the PlayStation?
I'm giving it Castlevania. I've got to. It's such a good game.
Oh my god, it was great. But Conker's Bad Fur
Day was amazing.
Oh, why have you done that to me, you bastards? I need to say mine first, quick. I'll go with Conker's Bad Fur Day. Mine. It was great. It was just bad. Castlevania was fantastic though. Like it still like lives up to this day. It's
Conker's Bad Fur Day. I'm struggling, and I'm just going to get out of the way there. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah. So that goes way. So on the what's this one now? On the N64, this wasn't a bad game. This was really good. Wave Race. Can you remember that on the jet skis?
Yeah,
I do remember that.
That was really, really good.
What's it going against though?
Street Fighter Alpha.
Street Fighter Alpha wins.
Street Fighter.
Yeah. Fortunately, Wave Race was good, but not. Banjo Kazooie, number 7 versus Gran Turismo 2.
Gran Turismo 2.
I'm going to go with Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brent.
The original way better than Banjo Tooie.
Banjo Kazooie was fantastic, and Gran Turismo 2 was. It's the same in it. To me, it's the same thing with FIFA. Like FIFA.
There's a better Gran Turismo. If it had been the original, it might have edged it.
Yeah, exactly.
But because it's just a remake, another year. Bye.
Yeah, sorry, Bram. Number 6, Paper Mario versus Metal Gear Solid. Sorry, but you've lost.
There's only one winner. Solid.
Right, now we're in the top 5. Okay. Number 5, Mario 64 versus Chrono Cross.
I forgot that game existed.
I did, and Chrono Cross was fucking outstanding.
It's a follow-up to Chrono Trigger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was absolutely brilliant. The story, the game. Oh, God, but Mario 64, I played a lot of.
It's got to be Mario 64 because everyone can resonate with it. As good as Chrono Cross was. We forgot it existed, so
it's
got to be Mario.
Good point. I've got Mario. Brent?
Got to give it to the fat plumber on it.
It's me,
Surprisingly,
Mario.
this is the top five voted through magazines and reviews and everything. So number 4 for the PlayStation is Final Fantasy IX.
Versus
I don't think it was that great.
I loved it. The
Versus-
I don't think it was
The
the best.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
That were a good game. Majora's Mask was a
I'm
good
going in
game.
now. Final Fantasy IX was better than Majora's Mask. I loved 9.
you're gonna kill me, Liam. But
Mate, 7, 8, and 9, 7, 8, 9, and 10 Final Fantasies were to me are some of the top games of all time. So
I don't like either series. But I played Majora's Mask more than I played FF9.
So it's up to you, Robbo.
Good luck, Robbo.
I'm saying mine
I
quick.
love both series. How can I pick?
I know they're both fantastic.
Ah,
Both fantastic games, like brilliant. But 9 just had better music, better graphics, better gameplay, and 9 had a really good story as well.
I've
Good luck,
already given
Robert.
one to Legend of Zelda, so I'm gonna have to give this one to Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Fair play, mate.
yeah. Gran Turismo number 3 versus GoldenEye. Fuck off.
GoldenEye all day long. Sorry.
I'm gonna go with GoldenEye all day long. It's yeah.
Yeah, me too.
God, I smashed it. Right, number 2, Tekken 3 versus Perfect Dark.
Oh,
Oh,
no. It was in my
Tekken
list.
3.
I've got to give it Perfect Dark. I didn't put Tekken in my list. Perfect
Tekken
Dark.
3.
Bastards.
Tekken 3 was the fucking. I mean, I
Perfect Dark was perfect.
It was.
Tekken 3 was perfect. Fighting game on the
Oh.
PlayStation 1, lads. Come on.
Perfect Dark though. Like
Tekken
there was
3 though.
nothing out like it.
Just does
Yeah,
it
but-
tell you? Does it give each game a score? Did you say?
Yeah, so Perfect Dark's 97 and Tekken 3 got 96. I'm going to go with Perfect Dark, I'm afraid. It was, as much as I love Tekken, like I love Tekken, and it's in my top 5. However, Perfect Dark was like when you first played Half-Life. It was.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't understand how Perfect Dark has got above GoldenEye and Mario 64, to be honest with you. That's my personal opinion.
Did you ever
But-
play Perfect Dark?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And I played it when I was collecting my retro. That's when I first ever played
I
it.
don't think it would live up to its name now these days. But back in the day when that came out, there was nothing out like that. There was nothing at all like Perfect Dark. It was just brilliant.
It was just an amazing first-person shooter, and it had as well. It had the Rumble pack with it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it did.
I had more fun playing Tekken 3.
So yeah, it's gone to the N64. So the last one, number 1, Tony Hawk's 2 on the PlayStation got 98.
Wow.
Tony Hawk's 2, and it was fucking awesome, wasn't it? Tony Hawk's
Yeah,
2
well.
was exactly what we wanted from Tony Hawk's 1, like the customization of the boards and customization of the characters. You could create your own.
You could even
skater.
change the bearings in your skateboard.
You
in it.
could.
It was amazing.
You could even build your own fucking skate park. It was awesome. Versus the Legend of Zelda.
Oh, with Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
It's one. Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games ever.
I really enjoyed.
Tony Hawk's for me.
Oh, Liam's the decider.
Honestly, Tony Hawk's. Tony Hawk's
I feel
wins
let
it
down
for me.
there. I feel very let down.
Tony Hawk's did. I played.
He's
it.
a skate punk.
Who
Yeah.
scored? Yeah, but who scored higher on the score?
All right, so here's
Zelda.
the scores. Zelda scored 99 out
Out
of
of
100. So out of all the reviews that ever happened with the Ocarina of Time, the average review was 99 out of 100. That's insane.
That is insane.
What did Tony Hawk's get then?
98.
But I see Tony Hawk's 2 was a great game, but it's nowhere near the best game on the PS1.
It was the best game on the place. It is probably one of their best. It was phenomenal.
Did it make all our lists? Did we all put that in?
None of us. I've got Tony Hawk's. I put Tony
I
Hawk's.
got
Yeah,
Tony Hawk's.
You two did. It didn't make my list.
Tony Hawk's, but
Then how did you choose it over Legend of Zelda?
He didn't have Legend. Liam didn't have Legend of Zelda.
No,
in his
no,
game.
I did.
You, Bren.
I didn't have Zelda in my N64 list, mate.
Oh,
I did.
I'm not.
So
I'm not a Zelda. I'm not a Zelda or a Final Fantasy fan.
2, 4, 6.
I'm not a nerd.
So
You are.
you guys
Our
ready?
other podcast, Lab Zamo, just giving it a little shout
Are you
out.
guys
Find
ready
out this guy up here is a nerd.
Are you guys ready for your results to see who won?
Yeah, go on then. Hit me.
So currently, the N64 has won by 1 point. So the N64 is the better console than the PlayStation.
That's not.
I can't help it. We've gone by.
Could the N64 play music CDs?
No, it could not.
Couldn't. Could.
But
Did,
again, this is what's going to
But
happen.
then it's not a gaming console. Playing that's a media system.
But
It was
We're
a
it's
media
talking about
system.
console right now. Console.
How did you save a game on the N64?
Your pack at the back, wasn't it?
Your pack.
Yeah. Shit.
It's only the
Nice
same
little-
as sticking in a
nice
memory
little-
card.
Nice little memory card.
No.
What
It
you always
didn't-
lost because someone stole it. When your mates come round, they'd always
I'll
take
tell you
it
what
from
then,
you.
I'll
You
tell
go,
you what
"Where's it
then."
gone?"
What
And the
looks
PlayStation
better?
1 looked
So-
better than the
It's
N64 as well.
It is the last question. What?
Oh, I don't know.
What looked better?
Of course it did.
No,
The PS...
I love the fact that when you put a cartridge in, and I always remember you could read what were in. You didn't have to guess by opening it up.
That's a shit excuse
I'm
to try and get
saying
the
it.
N64 to win.
I'm saying it before you guys say it. I think the PlayStation looked better than the N64.
I'm saying
Of course it did.
N64. No.
N64 was just a black piece of
And
plastic.
it
where
came
the...
in better colours, the N64.
Okay.
Yeah, but the PlayStation
What
1 did as
about-
well.
You could get Pokemon edition, you could get Super Mario edition.
That's what they had to do to try and bump sales up of the console.
Robbo.
That's
who are
what they
you-
had to do.
Robbo, you going N64,
But look, I think it looked a lot better. It looked a lot more futuristic.
and Bren, you're going PlayStation.
It just
all
looked
day
like
long.
it just looked like a VCR or
So-
a DVD player.
Right. So, Bren, do you prefer the PlayStation 1, and Robbo, do you prefer the N64? Because we're at a tie now. So, do you both? Robbo, do you prefer the N64?
From the reminder of this now, I think as much as I love PlayStation now, and it is the greatest thing franchise, and I'll argue that on later episodes. At the time of me playing these two, N64 wins.
Okay.
I'm going to say PlayStation, mate, because this is the age group, isn't it? Like Robbo, when he had the N64, he was 11, where the N64 looked a bit childish to me.
Can I ask you both a question?
Go on.
Right. If we're going to take two childish games from each one, so I'm going to take Crash Bandicoot, I'm going to take Super Mario 64. Which one are you going to have more fun playing?
Mario 64.
Crash
I'm going to
Bandicoot.
take a bit. I'm going to take a bit more of a grown-up game. I'm going to take, say, Castlevania, and I'm going to take Perfect Dark. Which one are you going to have more fun playing?
That dark.
Neither. PlayStation was better. Come on.
Right, I'll tell you what then. What we're going to do then. So, we're going to do a quiz. Let's just do a
Oh
quick quiz.
no!
So we're going to have 10 questions versus. So it's the same thing that's happened with the Mega Drive and the SNES. It's just tied. We've tied again. So we're going to do a quiz. There's 10 questions for the N64 and 10 questions for the PlayStation. Okay. Robbo is Mr. N64, so whoever gets the most points, doesn't matter if it's PlayStation questions or N64 questions, whoever gets the most points wins, and then that's the goal. That's the only way we can
So,
decide.
are we going soundboard?
This is where I get 0 out of 10 now.
Soundboard, please. Pick your sound.
Pick your sound.
Choose
Hang
that.
on. Pick my sound.
Pick my sound. All right, here we go. So, Robbo, you're the drums?
I am.
Robbo's the drums. Are you guys ready? So, here we go. And the first question is, what year was the original PlayStation released? Ren.
1995.
Wrong. Robbo.
Oh, no, but I'm going...
97.
Wrong. 1994.
Oh,
Yeah, but
yeah, because
I've
in
gone
Japan,
Europe.
you're not going by...
I've gone Europe.
Oh, actually, Bren is right. He is right. Yes. Which company developed the PlayStation? Robbo.
Sony.
Off, Robbo!
It was Robbo.
It was. It was.
Fuck off!
It was Robbo. Who was it, Robbo?
It was Robbo. Oh, Sony. I just said it.
Yeah, a Thorny. What was the
A
name of
Thorny.
the a Thorny? What is the name of the PlayStation 1's best-selling game? Brendan.
Gran Turismo.
It was. Which processor powered the PlayStation 1? Bren.
Oh my god! I don't know why I've got in.
Middle.
I was going to say Intel. I was going to say Intel, but it's not.
It's not Intel, no.
It's. Oh,
I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't know.
is it beginning with G?
No.
Right. Okay. Pass then.
Is it that
So
seller?
it-
Seller
so
something?
It did have a choice of questions, which was the Intel Pentium, the R3000A, known as MIPS, Power PC G3, or the ARM Cortex.
That one. Cortex.
Bren?
Second one.
Bren wins the point.
Is it?
It was the R3000A. It was known as
You can't
MIPS.
give him two guesses. He's had two guesses there.
Oh, yeah, well. Which of these iconic PlayStation games was not a launch title? Ridge Racer, Battle Arena Toshinden, Rayman, and Metal Gear Solid. Brendan.
Is it?
Battle Arena Toshinden.
Wrong.
No. Robbo.
Metal Gear Solid.
It was Metal Gear Solid.
Nice one, Robbo. I thought that was one of the first
I
games
didn't
released.
know
To be
that.
honest.
They were out years into it, that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that. What was... I thought it came out on the NES. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was the NES it was on. What was the PlayStation's original slogan? Robbo.
Play well. No, it's not play
I'll tell you
well.
what, before you start, here's the... Right, we'll both go... Right, I'm going to read them all out for you. A. Play Beyond. B. Do not
Play Beyond.
No.
Is it?
Brent, you ready? Number 2, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation. C, live in your world, play in ours. Or D, power to the players.
Oh, that one.
Oh, B.
B. It was
No.
B. It was B. What accessory was introduced with the PlayStation 1 DualShock controller? Brendan.
Analogs, the middle
Yes,
analogs.
It was.
Oh.
What popular horror game first debuted on PlayStation 1? Robbo.
Resident Evil.
You said this game before. It's one of your top games, Bran.
Oh.
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
No.
How many memory card blocks was on the PlayStation? Oh, it was Robbo. It was.
Was it bollocks?
It was. It was. On Robbo.
2.
Wrong.
It is wrong.
Was it wrong? 1, 2.
No.
No, blocks on the memory card.
On the memory card.
Oh.
Right. No, I was going to go. I might be wrong. I was going to go 8 at first, but I'm going to go with 16.
Robbo?
12.
15.
15.
Oh, 16.
Oh, we're in 5.
Yeah,
Oh, we're in
15.
3.
What was the name of the PlayStation 1's redesigned slim version? Robbo.
PS1.
It was the PS1. All right, N64 questions, top 10 questions. Here we go, guys. Let's just make sure that is up and running. Yes, we are. So, what year was the Nintendo 64 released?
1997
As if.
in
Wrong.
Europe. In Europe.
Oh, it was in Europe. Yeah, it's done it again. It's done it again. It's done it again. What was the first name of the? What was the name of the first 3D Super Mario game? Bravo.
Super Mario 64.
You lucky bastard.
Which company developed the N64? Bram.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Which N64 game introduced the Z targeting mechanic for combat? Bran.
GoldenEye.
No. Come on, Z combat. Come on, Robbo. You know this. It's so easy. Z was on the back, the shooter.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Google it.
What's they doing?
What is it, Robbo?
Perfect Dark.
No, Ocarina.
Were it?
It was, yeah. What was?
No way.
Yep. What was the name? What was the main storage media for N64 games? Bran.
The Rumble pack thing.
No.
Is it not?
Robbo.
Jump back.
No. It was the cartridges. It saved it on the cartridges.
Of course it did.
Come on, lads. Come on. What was the best-selling game on the N64? Brandon.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
We've had the top. Robbo.
Super Mario 64.
It is Super Mario 64. We've had
What a
that
knobhead.
question. Now, come on, lads. 3 questions, and you're both tying. Which iconic multiplayer shooter became surprise hit? Brendan.
Oh,
GoldenEye.
It was GoldenEye.
it wasn't him.
It was. It was. How many
Been
controller
robbed.
points? How many controller ports? Robbo.
4.
4 it was. Which N64 game featured a yellow cartridge and let you take photo? Robbo.
Pokemon.
It was Pokemon.
I won with Pokemon.
Wait.
Come on.
Which Pokemon game was it?
Snap.
It was Snap. You got it. It's Snap. It's Snap. Okay, so this is the decider. If you get this wrong, Bren.
God, I've just won. You said I had 3 out of 3 questions.
No, this is,
I've got one.
Yeah, it's one last one. So if Robbo gets it right, he wins. If you get it right, Bren, it's a draw. So don't get it right.
Yeah.
What was the name of the N64's disc-based add-on? What was only released in Japan?
Spaced add-on.
Hold on. Give me a sec.
Spaced add-on.
Yeah.
It was a disc add-on, wasn't it?
That's what he said.
You're close to it, Bren. You're close to it. Come on, you should know.
N64 disc.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah! It's the draw.
It's an N64 D disc, yeah. D. So yeah, it's a draw. Fucking done it again.
So we've had 2 episodes on this now.
I mean, it's a
They've both been
draw.
draws.
Yeah, we just can't make a decision. We need another way to make a decision before we
Put a
finish.
poll. I'd put a poll
Flip
on the
a coin.
Facebook page. I would.
Flip a coin.
Just create a poll on the Facebook page. Get
I'll tell you
people
what.
involved.
I'll tell you what.
He's flipping a coin.
I'm going to do a tiebreaker question for.
Hold on. Let me get my soundboard back out.
We're going to do a tiebreaker for PlayStation 1 and a tiebreaker for N64.
It's another draw.
So it's going to be like a penalty shootout now.
Right, go on then.
Until you get it wrong. Okay.
Are we going in again?
Yeah, we're going in again.
Yeah.
Get ready. So, which N64 game is often credited with popularizing open world 3D gameplay and considered one of the greatest of all time? Brendan.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Correct. Robbo, you need this now. So,
Hang on, he's just done it for. He's just won it for Nintendo.
which PlayStation? No, this is for the. You'll see. So this is how we do it. We're doing the penalties. So yeah, okay. So which PlayStation 1 game was the first to sell over 10 million copies and is considered one of the most influential? Robbo.
Gran Turismo.
Let me finish the question.
As if.
Considered one of the most influential RPGs of all time. Ren.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Robbo. Oh.
I think you
And
should
just
watch that.
and justice.
That's when you should have
Justice
gone. You should have gone back and
has
forth with them questions. Then.
prevailed.
You should have done
Justice
that.
on
You
this
should have done that.
on this Game Tasker episode. Justice has prevailed. The
No,
Sony
I'm not
PlayStation
taking it.
wins.
I'm not taking it. I think we should have a recount. I think I won that. I think Liam miscounted.
Let's just call it a draw, Robbo. Let's just call it a
It
draw
is a
because
draw.
the N64 had some banging games, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, before
And
we
you
go,
you must admit, Robbo, that the PS1 had some fucking
I love the
bangers as well.
PS1. I love the PS1.
so what have we learned from this,
It's
guys?
one of the greatest. Them two are probably 2 of the greatest consoles ever because that were my childhood.
Let's do it then,
Yeah.
Robbo. So what have you learned from this episode? And just a little.
I came in quite open-minded, thinking PlayStation were going to absolutely smash it. To be honest, but then as we did the list, I realised I love the N64. Love it.
I agree. I tell you what, that's exactly what I've got from it. I thought the PlayStation's dominated it. I
Yeah.
really, really
I'm
did.
with you.
I did. I honestly did. And the N64.
You hit the nail on the head, Robbo. Because
Yeah.
I was the same as Liam. I was coming in here dead cocky. You see me. You can listen to me at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when Liam gets into it, starts mentioning, Mario 64, and then we all turned around and said Mario Golf was amazing and stuff. And you just forget, don't you?
Yeah.
But I think what I've learned from this episode is that whenever we do a console versus console, there's never going to be a winner. I don't fucking think.
No, we've not had
I can say one thing out loud, and Brendan's going to agree with me. PlayStation and Nintendo are still better than Xbox.
No.
Yes.
No. And I'm going to argue my point with
Please, Liam, please, for anybody who's listening, please don't put the PS2 up against the Xbox, mate, because you're going to get annihilated.
You are going to get annihilated in that one.
Because I do believe the PlayStation 2 is probably one of the greatest consoles ever made.
It is the greatest console ever made.
If not the
there's a reason its figures are so much higher than everything
I
else.
think just to save your face, mate, we need to do a PS2 episode on its own and don't versus it, and then do an Xbox on its own.
I would like to do
360 versus PlayStation 3 would be
I
good
would
one.
like to do a Dreamcast versus the PlayStation 2, because the Dreamcast was fucking epic.
Yeah, it was. But that ruined Sega. It ended it for Sega because people were chipping it left, right. Because the people were chipping it left, right, and centre.
Yeah, and it fell to pieces.
They made no money on the consoles. They only made money on the games. Then when everyone worked out they could chip them, it was game over.
I'm saving this for the episode, mate. But it's going to get annihilated by the PS2.
Yeah, I don't think the PlayStation 2 shouldn't be put up against anything. So we might have to do a separate. We love the PlayStation 2 episode.
Mega Drive and SNES would be good. That would be.
Oh man, we've had that 500 times, but I'll do it again.
No, we did the Mega Drive SNES.
No, we didn't.
Nintendo Master
we did NES Master System.
Yeah, I'm not doing SNES Mega Drive. I'll tell you what we'll do is we will do
360 PlayStation 3.
Ooh, good call. That's what we're doing next. Bosh, easy. Nice call, Robbo. That's what we're doing.
That's going to be another tough episode, guys.
We'll see what you can do with your Xbox now, Liam. See what you can do.
I'm Xbox all day long, but the Xbox One deserves to get its own episode as well because they
will do. I could do an episode.
PlayStation 2, Xbox original, then another versus. Bosh.
Right then, that's the end of the episode. We've been an hour and 10 minutes, so we hope you enjoyed this episode. And Robbo, you got anything to say before we go?
Oh, mate, absolutely love that episode. Shout out to both N64 and PlayStation, amazing controllers. Well done, Liam, again, making me scratch my head, make me think about my life again. But all I can say is, and I'll say it for both you boys, is childhood well spent.
Yeah, definitely. Bren?
Yeah, just I find myself in these versus episode. I love taking part in them, but I find myself so tired at the end of it. Do you know when you're arguing for something, but then, like Robbo said, like Liam said, when you do start looking into back catalogues of these consoles, that's when you realise that both of them are top notch.
Game Gear or Game Boy?
Oh. Game Boy.
Game Gear all day long.
No. I haven't done a handheld yet. That'd be perfect. Handheld.
Yeah.
Can do that, but even they were both shit because the batteries didn't last 5 fucking minutes.
Game Gear didn't.
No, it was crap for battery, mate.
However, the Game Gear, I don't know if the Game Boy did. The Game Boy was batteries. Anyway, another episode. And again, I agree with Robbo and Bren exactly how the episode went. It was another difficult one, which I was so shocked that I actually think the N64, I forgot how good it was. We didn't even mention like Star Fox and
Star Fox.
They've got the Castlevania 3D as well, and they had all these other games on there. So there's a lot missed off, but yeah, I agree with you guys. It was, I think that's fairly both done justice that they're both perfect consoles.
Turok, we forgot about that game.
Oh god, I think the N64 started to win it now. I've only just mentioned that. Like, I've not mentioned any other new PlayStation games. Like Turok was
Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer. Suikoden.
Suikoden was good
on PlayStation 1. There's loads of games we've not mentioned.
Harvest Moon.
That was on PS1 as well.
What was that game where you had like squares and he was a little bloke and you had to tap the square on the floor, and then when the squares rolled onto him, it deleted the square.
Sounds a bit like Cooler World, but it's not Cooler World.
Sounds like Q-Bird.
a minute. Before we go, this has to be put on the episode. I think it was on the demo of the PlayStation. Tell you what, that was fucking something the N64 didn't do, and this is why the PlayStation wins. Demos. Can you remember? You used to buy the demos, and you used to have demo 1, demo 2, demo 3, and that was amazing. You used to go out and buy. I'm
gonna win it for N64. You forgot about one massive game, Quake.
Oh fucking hell! God. Jesus Christ! Yeah, it's just
Kirby 64.
It's just too many.
Duke Nukem.
They're all coming back to me now.
This is gonna bug me. I will find out what. Oh, there it is. Intelligence Cube. If you guys have if you guys have never played it, please check out Intelligence Cube. It was on the PlayStation 1 and it was fucking epic. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that was the end of the episode. I hope you have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned to more. If not, and also go back to our back catalogue and listen to more episodes. And we hope you enjoy it. And we'll speak to you soon. Oh, bye.
Disney's Tarzan was great on PS1. Bosh.
It was really good, wasn't it? Oh, Hercules. Ah!